Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready.
start off, it looks like it'll be Warbuff versus Swixteen. Yeah. Testing. We'll see. Sounds good. Yeah. We should probably. It looks like it says name 2 under the second panel, so we'll update that whenever. No, that's totally fine. We're still getting things rolling. Looks like we're finally live in terms of the bracket, and we're talking to some players. Looks like we're going to start with this match. Pop this over here. All right. Did you get the audio all sorted out there?
I'm setting it up right now.
Sweet.
There we go.
Nice.
How you doing, boys and girls? It's Devin and F equals MA here with you today, and we're going to be casting some games for the MVD tournament, our Diamond monthly tournament, and we're going to be casting War Buffalo to start off with, and the bracket has just been finalized, so we're going to be getting things on our way here in just a second.
All right. Looks like players are currently underway getting their bands in. And we'll get games set up as soon as that happens.
Yeah.
Now, the veto format for this tournament is ABBA, BA, C. C being the person choosing the map. So I don't know how they're deciding what is higher. Might be highest on a Lima League, might be higher MMR. Or perhaps players are playing rock, paper, scissors. Don't really know. But
don't they usually do it by who's first in the bracket?
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Totally. So Warbuff will be A in this case. Yeah, no, that's 100% correct.
No, Swixteen, right?
I'm seeing Warbuff as 6, Swixteen as 11. Maybe I need to refresh.
I don't know. I think so.
I'm sure the players will figure it out, and we'll find the map.
Okay, sorry, it just updated for me again.
Yeah. Looks like we're finally live.
Yep. Oh, weird, it just changed.
We're in the opening moments of this cup, friends. So thank you for getting in here, sitting with us while we wait for the games to start rolling. I'm going to take a quick look at these two players. I don't know much about... Okay, it looks like we just got an invite here. I will make sure to send the lobby link over to you as well. Hold on, let me make sure. Evan chat / lobby link. There's the link to the first map. So this is going to be a PVZ.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm curious how to see both of these players are going to play, especially the mighty War Buffalo.
Yeah.
Let's get some Buffaloes in the chat. He is one of our officers in AP. Yeah,
Been around for a little while.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know much about Swixteen, but yeah, we'll get in here. These are going to be best of threes, I believe, until the finals. Yeah, finals are going to be best of 5.
Yeah, okay.
So,
pretty standard. Yeah, it looks like Swixteen is smurfing. It says he's flat, but I don't know, man. It's a diamond tournament, so I wonder what his real rank
diamond
is.
and below.
Oh,
Diamond
okay,
and below.
okay.
So
then it says he's flat, so we'll go with
okay.
that.
I mean, if we see some sick GM level plays, we'll have to raise our eyebrows and question things a little bit. But until then, we'll just enjoy the game. You want to start us off and introduce our first player here? Yeah, of course. Spawning in the top left corner, it is your red Zerg player, none other than Swixteen. We're talking about Swixteen appears to be platinum, war buff, of course, a war buffle being our Protoss diamond player. This is a diamond and below tournament, so we'll have to see what these players bring to the table. So far, it's looking pretty standard macro play. No, forge first, no fast pool, anything like that. I think you're a little bit more familiar with War Buffalo. Is there a specific kind of build that you think he favors? Is he like going Robo? Oh, okay. Yeah. For sure. Yeah. Well, we do have. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, all the things. Diamond. It's a I think one of the biggest leagues. But as you start getting towards the top, you hit that Masters. It's not too huge of a jump to start climbing up through Masters once you break in. Kind of thing. All right, so we do have an Adept coming out first here, and that probe is sitting here trying to deny the third hatch. Looks like Swixteen isn't thinking about trying to take that quite yet. Maybe sending a drone now, but okay, yeah, he's starting to pull up the money for hatch. Yeah, and he is kind of sending it in. He will scout the Stargate in the main of War Buffalo. Not a huge tell, but it is nice to know, okay, this is what my opponent is starting with. I'm sure that 16. Oh, okay. We got an adept being really brave, kind of walking in, trying to scout and shading out. It looks like it'll survive, taking a little bit of damage there, a little worse for the wear, but nothing too terrible. Yeah. So, good information for War Buffalo. He's aware that no hatchery has gone down quite yet, and at this point, we're getting close to 4 minutes, and if there's no hatchery as the Protoss player, you got to be thinking like, okay, what's the tech? And sure enough, he scouts the layer with his adept there. So, really good shade. We'll have to see what comes out of this layer tech. Gas is getting picked up at the natural base, taking both of them bring 16 up to 3 gases total.
Your research has concluded.
Yeah, I think 16 should be in a good position. There's a spore crawler in each main, as well as some queens, a spore crawler in each mineral line, as well as the queens in the main. This Oracle's probably going to have to kind of duck in and then immediately leave if it doesn't want to. Oh, get a little overzealous with that. Phoenix Follow coming out for War Buffalo. Not going to try to go for any of the 2 Oracle or even 3. Yeah, it looks like chat is saying they're having a little bit of trouble hearing you. Let me turn my audio on and see if I can hear you. Okay, sounds good. Sounds good.
Okay, boys and girls, sorry about that. I just didn't want you guys to miss out on the gameplay, so I had to pause real quick. Alright, so War Buffalo's taking his 3rd.
Protect your pylons. They're under attack.
Yep, and at the same time, 16, taking their 3rd, and this is pretty late for the Zerg player. I mean, typically as a Zerg, you want to be up a base or 2 against a Protoss opponent. This 2 Ling's getting a lot of hull damage. No kiting coming out of the Stalker, so he's gonna get down in the orange there. But as I was saying, the Zerg players, unless you're doing a big push, you want to be up in bases. Now, we do see these Roaches walking across the map, and the army supply for War Buffalo isn't tremendously scary. He's got a little bit of money, he's got Warp Gate. Okay, there's a big round of Zealots warping in.
Trying to
forcing
those Roaches.
Yeah. Phoenix going to pick up a lone Roach, but only 1 Stalker to shoot up, so not too much damage going to come down here. And there's a fair number of Roaches here. Now the next warp-in should be able to help. Here we go, okay. Doing a good job focusing down the sentry. Great job by 16. Now the Immortal here coming out should help clear this up, no problem. Charge finishing as well. As long as War Buffalo continues to warp in Zealots and keep that Immortal safe. Oh no, the Lings are on top of it! Is he running back? He does have a shield battery that he's falling back to. The Lings actually are able to take it down, and this is now starting to look like a pretty dangerous position for War Buffalo. Roaches are continuing to stream across the map. And at this point, these Roaches, I think, can just start to walk into the main. They're going to get in, they're going to... Oh, good pylon getting in there to block, but it's immediately focus fire down. And by taking out 1 pylon here, he's going to remove half the production structures for War Buffalo. If only he stutter stepped those Roaches in a little bit faster, he would have been able to do that. Okay, another Immortal is out, we'll see. Now there's no shield battery anymore because that pylon has been taken down, so this Immortal is immediately going to fall. And now the Zerg units are into the mineral line of War Buffalo. Yeah, I think the big things there were the locations that he took the first engagement. He tried to fight out in the open area, and that's never where you want to be fighting a Zerg player as the Protoss, he had the tools on hand, right? He had one Immortal out and then one Immortal missing. And I think if he had been fighting behind his wall with that shield battery, it would have been a very different outcome. Well played by both players. First game going to Swixteen. And we'll have to see what game 2 is.
Yes.
Now, I believe at this point, Warbuffle will get to choose the next map. And it's going to be Eternal Empire. Let me go ahead and get the lobby link sent over to you here.
Okay. Eternal Empire. This has become one of my favorite maps for the current map pool.
Yeah. There were a couple subtle changes that they made to make this a better map for Protoss players specifically.
What did they do?
They changed the location of the... I'm thinking of Zen. My apologies. Eternal, I think, is the same as it was last season. My bad. I was thinking of Zen. Zen, they moved the ramp over slightly so that you can use one pylon to wall in that little mineral patch, as well as get buildings to wall the other entrance to your base, to your natural. So you drop like one pylon, and then you use a gateway to plug the mineral hole, and then a gateway and a core to make your choke.
Gotcha.
All right. Looks like our players are ready. We'll be starting this up.
In the chat.
Yeah. Okay. And away we go.
Yes.
So I think
into game 2 here with these boys, Warbuffle and Swixteen.
An exciting game 2 we have. I think it'll be interesting to see if 16 goes for that kind of delayed third push again, or if Warbuffle is going to try to put on a little bit more aggression and keep 16 back.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see some more aggression from Warbuffle, if not a solid defense. But I think losing that Oracle was pretty big also. Like, another possible defensive stasis if he did keep it. Buy some time for some extra warp-ins.
Yeah, I think that would have been super helpful. He also knew that the third base was pretty delayed, so I think if he had thrown down a little bit more static D or been a little bit more on top of making sure he got those crisp warp-ins, he might have had the body count to hold that a little bit more easily.
So were you saying that they made the space between the rocks and the ramp there, or the high ground, smaller?
I was confusing this map with Zen. Actually, Zen was the map where they changed the ramp locations.
I'm not sure
this
if
map
I just
stayed the same.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I just tried different building locations, but it feels like they made it smaller, but I can't confirm. But yeah, Zen, they definitely made it so I could wall with the CC by my natural, which is pretty bonkers, but there's 2 different places you have to wall from. So in the top right, we have Swixteen going for a macro game.
Yeah, and spawning in the bottom left, we have Warbuffle, our blue Protoss player, doing the same, throwing down his Nexus and getting his core right after.
Yes. So another macro way is underway, excuse me. And I wonder if Swixteen will go for that same Roach style, which is pretty respectable. What I know to be standard in this matchup, but I still have friends who try to go for that Ling mid game.
Yeah, I think the Roach early to mid is pretty, like you're saying, pretty standard, especially since you can get those Ravagers to help break force fields. Ravagers is a strong unit in general. I like that Warbuffle is keeping this probe over here to scout for when the third is going to go down. He does see the drone walking over, and this third timing is a little bit crisper from 16. Now the drone is chasing the probe away pretty far, so he's going to have a long journey to get back to the location there to take his third base, and he's actually just going to send a different drone entirely.
Stargate scouted once again.
Because of that, I expect 16 will have an equally strong defense as he did last game, getting the Spore Crawlers down right on time to prevent the Oracle from getting in. Ooh, Adept barely going to get out. Sitting here with 18 HP. It's going to get a scout and then run away, try to regenerate some shields before the Lings pop up and start attacking.
Another Oracle underway. Adding in
interesting he's going... Yeah. Now, we'll have to see if he... I think the Sentry is to help him kind of force field out. You know, he's a little bit hesitant after the last game. We'll see if he goes for another Phoenix here out of this Stargate, or if he... because that's what he did last game, or if he tries to go for a follow-up Oracle. And it looks like it will be the Phoenix choice.
Yes, immediate Phoenix. I wonder if he'll use that to lift a Queen.
That would be pretty strong.
Done with the Oracle, but it looks like he's just heading straight out. And he does have the Adept chilling over by the fourth of the Zerg, so
Your research is ready.
he should be able to get plenty of scouting info this game. Decides to drop the Revelation.
I think that was a wise choice. You know, last game he got in there and he saw Spores and Queens and lost the Oracle when he was trying to get some damage done. Here he's like, you know what, I'm not going to bother trying to throw this away. I'm just going to drop the Revelation, get out. And it does give him some pretty good sight, right?
Yeah.
He actually can see
popping out of the hatchery.
Yeah, he can also see these two Evolution Chambers and the Roach Warren, so he has a little bit of an idea on what kind of play is coming down. Dropping another follow-up Revelation just to keep that continued vision.
Indeed. An Adept at the third again, looking to put on some pressure or just keep the opponent respecting his position.
Yeah. Oh, I would have really liked to have seen that Adept be like 2 steps forward. It would have been hiding in that little mineral pocket there, so the Lings wouldn't be able to get us around. As it was, it just kind of fell instantly to those Lings.
Yeah, definitely using the minerals to your advantage is upper league play.
Warp that somewhere else. Protoss technology isn't that
We
advanced.
do have Roach Speed coming out from 16, as well as melee and ranged attacks. So it looks like it's going to be some sort of combination of Ling Roach. He's got the upgrades for the Lings, but he also wants the range there. Actually, I think that range is going to be for the Hydras. Now that I'm taking a deeper look into the base here, we have a Hydralisk down that is just about to finish. So I'm sure that is what the intention is going to be. We're going to transition over into the Hydralisk play. Hydralisks being a very strong unit, especially against Stargate tech.
Triple Oracle going in for the kills right now.
Yeah, he's going to pick off 6 workers immediately, and then deciding to power down some of these Ravagers. Queens are going to shoo the Oracles off. Okay, they're going to come in, kill 1 Queen. They could turn, if he micros this a little bit better, he could probably pick up both these Queens. Oh, great Transfuse coming down and losing 1 Oracle there.
Yeah, the Queen pickoffs
probes
are
are getting
big,
pulverized.
so he did get 1. That'll stop some larva production, hopefully, or some creep.
Now, while this is happening, a little run-by occurred. Only 1 worker fell, but there's a little bit of a follow-up push. I think we have enough gateway units here. They should be able to force these things back, but the Zealots getting actually baited out and fighting on their own. Okay, some of the Roaches being turned into Ravagers. Looks like big swells of units, just more Roaches and Ravagers coming out from our Zerg player. not even bothering with the Hydralisk Den. The creep is not spread super far, and Hydralisks are very slow. And here comes the engage.
Yeah, 1-1 behind this huge Biles going down on those couple stalkers right there.
At this point, we don't have a huge number of units. Now, these Zealots are being warped in with the units from the Zerg player in sight. The Zerg's just going to tear through them before they even finish, almost. And coming in, and I don't think Warbuffalo's going to be able to hold this third base. He's going to have to pull some magic off to keep his main safe. No real army.
Yeah, it's looking pretty slim here for Warbuffalo.
Yeah, the army here consists of these, 5 Zealots, a Phoenix. Okay, there is one Immortal with a Prism, and if Warbuffalo's Warp Prism... Oh, I was going to say if his Warp Prism micro is good enough, he should be able to do quite a bit of damage here, but Warp Prism started moving away, and this game will go to 16-2-0.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, these roach pushes are not an easy hold as a Protoss player.
Yeah, if you have to make sure that you know that they're coming and that you have your units positioned in the right way and have some shield batteries there. So very well done by 16. Warbuffalo. I don't think there is a lower bracket. Yes, this is single elimination, so Warbuffalo unfortunately will be knocked out at this point. And yeah, let's go see if we can find the next match here.
Alright, I'm looking to get a game for Xeno. He said he couldn't find his guy for the first round.
Yeah, I think Snowflower wasn't online, so Xeno has advanced to round 2. Still waiting on the results from Danatori and Sumik. Let me just type this into the chat here. We'll see if we can pick up anything. Looks like a lot of the games are underway right now. Quarthes is still in game. Banana. It looks like we might be able to hop into a round 2 Captain Club Mystic. Let me message.
Let's definitely catch that.
I will ping Captain Club and see if that game, if that series has started yet. In the meantime, let's see if there's anyone else here. Okay. So we are in a party now with Captain Club and Mystic.
Indeed we are. Mystic,
Nice.
being a well-rounded player, plays every race, but I believe we'll be seeing his Terran today, as that's his highest rated race. Captain Club, also a Terran player, but does also play the other 2 races.
Yeah, we do have a fair bit of well-rounded random players. Looks like they just finished up their vetoes, so they'll be choosing the first map shortly, and then we will get this game underway. All right, as a Terran player, what are your thoughts? Our first map here is going to be Purity and Industry. What do you like about this map? And what do you dislike?
I like the tank positions that you can get, and I don't like the third positioning, the one that's on the low ground. I don't like gold bases, even though it's kind of hard to take it on this map, or either one. Yeah, and I also don't like the airspace, but I mean, it is a fun element to the game, but I personally just don't like having to have the thought in the back of my head, am I going to have to defend this huge airspace?
Yeah. I've seen a lot of players just say, you know what, I'm just going to throw down a bunch of missile turrets and line the edge of my base with it. That's a little bit of an economic investment, especially if you're doing it early on. But we'll have to see what these Terran players do. You want to kick it off and introduce our first player here?
Definitely. So in the top left, we have our player from Alpha B, Mystic, Terran.
Yeah, and spawning on the kind of more industry side of Purity and Industry, it is our other Terran sporting the purple color, also from the Alpha B team, Captain Club.
Indeed. Cutting an SCV to get that gas down faster. We'll see what he plans to do with that. So what is this, the Protoss side then for Mystic? Because it's looking pretty tossy to me.
Yeah, I think it's the Purifiers from the campaign. Okay. I think it's certainly the more Protoss-related side. And I actually had someone point out to me the other day that the Industry side is for sure supposed to represent Terran because they have the old Terran Wraith icon showing on the left side of the base. They're kind of upside down. But if you turn your head or if you rotate the camera, you can see the old Wraiths, which is a Brood War Terran unit. The income rate is going up much faster in terms of gas for Mystic.
Man, I tried to rotate the camera to show them, but that's my turn on and off stream button.
Oh no!
Yeah, you see the missile systems placements. That's pretty cool. Definitely a little more Terran-y. Like, who else has missiles?
Exactly, yeah. Well, and square missile turrets, right?
Yeah.
If they were circles, I could believe that those were intended for Protoss. And actually, if you look in the Purifier base, there are two giant circles at the top, so maybe that's the intention.
Now, why are Zerg buildings not triangle? Okay, that's what I'm wondering.
That's a great question. You know, I
guess they are kind of pyramid-shaped. The tree. This better be good.
I would argue that a Nexus is like super pyramid-shaped, though, right?
Yeah.
So maybe Protosses should be the triangles, Zergs should be the circles.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm gonna write a letter to Blizzard and be like, "Yo, you need to change your polygon representations of the races." All right, so we do see a little bit of a safe bunker here out of Mystic. Now the Marines are just going to stand next to it. They're like, "Nah, we don't need to hang out. We need some fresh air. We don't want to sit inside and get cooped up." But on the flip side, Captain Club is going for I think, and I'll let you speak to this, a slightly more traditional Reaper and Hellion opening push here.
Yeah, definitely standard. But Mystic going for that Thor, actually. It looks like he's setting up for a Thor drop here.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
With the fast Marines and the bunker, definitely a good defensive position for him. And I think this might actually end the game for Captain Club right here.
Yeah, there's not a lot of stuff here that can tear down a Thor quickly, especially if you're repairing it while fighting these Reapers and Hellions.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty smart to have. You went for the Marines to save on that gas so you could get that Thor out a little bit faster.
Oh yeah, no add-on. Like the amount, how fast that actually is much faster. Like I've tried opening Rax Expand into a CC, and someone who opens without an add-on and without a Reaper, their factory is so much faster than mine.
So I think this is going to be really bad for Captain Club here. The not dropships, the medevacs went right around one another through that slow zone, and all of the units at the front of Mystic Space have fallen. Drop coming in the back, but this Thor has already kind of forced all of the mining to stop for Captain Club. Another Thor will be popping out shortly for Mystic, and if he marches that Thor over, he should be able to clean up these Reapers and Hellions that are fighting. I would really like to see these SCVs repairing the Thor. They're currently just sitting there, but yeah, it looks like it doesn't even matter. And yeah, this Thor drop has done massive damage, and you called it perfectly at the beginning.
Yeah,
game-ending Thor drop.
Definitely a meta game right there, but yeah, that was definitely a strong build, and even if he didn't make a second Thor, the bunker could have been a saving grace. for the Thor player. But yeah, just too much damage done. No Raven, no Cyclone, no tank on the other side. Very aggressive opener from both players.
Yeah.
No expansions. Alright, so we'll follow these guys for the next game. And then hopefully we'll get into Xeno's games next.
Yeah, we'll finish this this series out and see where we're at. Looks like just about all of the round 1 matches are complete. We're waiting on 2 more matches at this point, but I think round 2, as you can see, is already underway. So Everdream is going to be our second map here. This is, again, one of the maps from the new ladder pool, same as Purity and Industry. Now, Mystic opened up with a pretty non-standard little push there in that last game with those Thors. Do you think we're going to see the same kind of aggressive opening, or do you think Mystic's going to play a little more standard?
No, I think that's just a build that you pull out for one game in a best of 3, best of 5. So, I mean, I'd like to see both players go into a macro game. Or maybe one open very aggressive, the other open standard, and see how the game plays out from there. But we'll see if he has another cheese up his sleeve.
For sure.
Spawning in the top right, we have Mystic, our yellow Terran. Pretty
And
juicy color there.
Indeed, indeed. And in the bottom left, your purple Terran on Everdream. It is Captain Club.
Where's his grape drink? That's what I'm wondering right now. That would go good with the cheese. Okay, so double gas for Mystic once again. Is Captain Club gonna go for an expansion? Looks like it. Usually what the scout's for, just to see if he needs to go one base or if he's gonna open with the command center.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the follow-up is. It looks like chat is mentioning that there's some sort of like the transition audio is like looped or something in the stream. It's not a no worries.
So I didn't see that was still going on. It shouldn't have been. Thank you, chat, for letting us know this. This is my first time hosting one of these events, so I still got some things I need to nitpick out of my stream.
Yeah, definitely. We're all learning, as are these players. Learning what kind of openings their opponents are going to go for. Captain Club currently learning that there's no command center on the way, at least not on the low ground, until this SCB comes out. So now he does see, okay, my opponent sent a worker down, and it started attacking, so he has the confidence of knowing, all right, this isn't a one base all in. There is a structure coming down. Now, he didn't quite confirm or see it, but I think it's a reasonable assumption when the Reaper comes back to help kill your worker that that's what the case is.
Yep. So command center is going down for both players, and Captain Club with the classic Marine skin with the star decal looking pretty fancy. How's he gonna defend this with 2 Marines? I don't know.
Yeah, and his wall is still down. Okay. Now, he was able to pick off one of those Reapers, so only one Reaper will be able to jump up in, and we do have a tank about to finish. But this is severely... Yeah, the tank will hold it. This is severely delaying the command center here, right?
Yeah, annoying, but not a game ender. Though this matchup can be kind of glass cannon-y once the tank counts get up. Yeah, so Mystic CC is definitely going to finish sooner. That means faster orbital, and he'll be a bit ahead.
Yeah. If we look at the worker count, Mystic is actually already up 26 to 22 workers, not counting the fact that his CC is faster, right? So a little bit better macro position for our yellow Terran player at this time. He's actually going to try to leverage that into taking a third command center here.
Yeah, not uncommon, but definitely he'll be playing more defensive for the beginning of the game unless he goes for more Cyclones, which I don't see anything being produced out of the factory right now. So it looks like he skipped a little bit of production to get that CC down. Like 4 minutes, very fast for their command center in this matchup.
Yeah, I wonder if that was influenced by the fact that he saw the siege tank. You know, he's like, all right, I know that my opponent is going to be playing more defensive, and he's like, that affords me the space needed in order to take the slightly greedier CC early.
Yeah, I don't disagree with it. He has the map control to play a little bit greedier after killing those first couple Marines. And just having those units out on the middle of the map is going to give him a more strategic position, if you may. Ravens out for both sides.
Yep, which is Raven. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, another Raven in production for Mystic.
Yeah, and do you think these Ravens are going to be used primarily for like harassing and dropping turrets, or are they just to sit there and kind of drop the disruption onto tanks during a push?
I think he's going to drop some turrets if he doesn't lose them.
Ooh.
Yeah, so now
One Raven going down to the Cyclone.
If I was Mystic, I would be using that Raven to disable tanks. But I don't know. I don't like the turret harass, though it can be good, because if the opponent opens with for Ravens too and he disables your tanks and you have no interference matrices left, what you gonna do? You gotta hope that you got some good SCV kills from those turrets. But definitely, if you're going for more than one Raven, dropping turrets is a great option.
Yeah. Interesting choice from Mystic, deciding to float this command center all the way from his main down to the third on the right side, as opposed to the one immediately next to his main. What are your thoughts on those different expansion locations for Terran?
I like the position on the right more than the one in the middle, because it's not so easy to harass with a drop in the main. Like,
that makes
you
sense.
just siege up behind the mineral line of that other third in the middle towards the middle of the map. Then you're attacking the mineral line and production in the main.
That's actually a really, really good point. Now, while we're talking about this, we do have a little bit of a push here from Captain Club, forcing Mystic to lift that command center off and force him back into that uncomfortable location that you were talking about. So, Captain Club aware that if he can get his opponent to be in the less preferred third, he can kind of abuse and leverage that position a little bit better.
Yeah, kind of equalizing the game a little bit here. Like, his Captain Club's command center is about to finish up. I would like to see more production going on for Captain Club. Let's see what he's looking at. Yeah, he's getting that auto turret harass with the Raven.
Now, this is the kind of thing that Captain Club needs to do at this point in the game. He's currently down 54 to 38 workers. These turrets are going to start picking workers off slowly here. It's a total of 4 workers so far.
Aggressive scan coming down for Captain Club, looking to assert himself towards the natural of Mystic.
Yeah, now Mystic scanning right back and seeing everything here except for one medevac that I think these SCVs see anyway. Captain Club going to go ahead and slowly start moving his siege line forward, leapfrogging his tanks. And there's a bunch more tanks and a lot of Marines walking up to join this army. Now a little bit of a wraparound here. Ooh, most of it is going to get picked off here. Good push from both sides. Mystic trying to get the surround here. Kills most of the tanks here, actually. Only one tank remaining, and it's very low on health. With the Vikings landing here, I think Mystic should be able to clean this up. And this push from Captain Club is kind of over.
Yeah, now Mystic will be ahead of upgrades as well, as Captain Club is just now starting 1-1. So that's what I don't like about not getting the third is, like, he could have dropped a single eBay to get upgrades going, and it wouldn't be too great. But, yeah, like, I definitely like Mystic's position in this game right now. Having air control early on and 2 Ravens gives you a lot of potential for shutting down aggressive pushes and stopping drops from that airspace on the left side there.
Yeah, now Mystic, realizing that he probably has a little bit of an army advantage at this point, starting to push across the map, continuing to macro behind this, making more workers, pulling a little bit farther ahead once again, but he is pushing this army up. Now, this is going to be a hard ramp to try to break. I wonder if he should just elevate her into the main.
That's what I would do. It is pretty easy.
Okay, poking up.
Yeah, I think he thought he had more tanks and finish him off right there.
Yeah.
Having a Marine count and the second tank just popping just in time to defend this push was crucial. He does have
that was...
Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, Marines trying to stim in here. All of the Marines are going to fall to these siege tanks. We do have a couple of Vikings and 3 tanks remaining here, or Mystic, but all of the bio has been cleaned up at the front. These tanks are kind of laying waste to the command center here. Raven going to try to come in, Disruption Matrix 2 of the tanks, allowing Captain Club to run in. But as these disruptions are falling off, the tanks are coming back online and just destroying all of these Marines. More bio has shown up from Mystic, and Captain Club gonna tap out.
Man, great game from both sides.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, Mystic took the series. Or, sorry, do we have one more game? No, it's a best of 3.
Yeah, it was a best of 3. Well done by Mystic. And I think that game, Mystic was just able to get his economy up, and even though he took some bad trades, because he was so much farther ahead and could remake his army faster, more efficiently, that's what allowed Mystic to continue to push forward and claim victory there.
Definitely.
Yeah, let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and leave this party, and let's see if we can find another map. Looks like Zeno is 2 minutes into one of his game. We could see if 16 and Black One are available. Or it looks like OFE versus Drop is starting soon.
Okay.
Kind of look through here to see if there are any other games getting ready to start.
No.
So far, I've been pretty pleased with the quality of these games thus far. This is a diamond and below tournament, but these players are really showing that they know how to play and they know how to macro and keep on top of their timings. Dropping little things here and there, but very, very good showing thus far from all of our players. Okay, it looks like OFE is doing picks and bans right now with Droptimus, so we might follow them into that game.
Let's get in there. I'm just hoping Zeno makes it to the next bracket, man, because I really want to cast one of his games. My sensei right there.
Yeah. Let's take a look. I don't want to spoil anything for anyone, but we could probably look at his match history. We'll see if they were wise enough to hide match history. View profile, match history.
Yeah, he's definitely hiding them.
Yeah, okay, yeah, looks like there was one game 30 minutes ago on Golden Wall, but...
Okay.
All right. So that first game with that big Thor push, what is the appropriate response if you know that your opponent is going to do a big Thor drop like that? What are you thinking
I would
immediately?
say at least get a Raven, Marines, and a tank, or a Raven, a Cyclone, and a Viking to shut down the medevac.
Mm,
The Cyclone can still do alright against the Thor as long as he stays out of range and locked on. But then
yeah,
it
that
comes
makes
down
sense.
to where did he actually drop the Thor? Do you have enough space to run? Are you going to lose vision at some point
Hmm.
if you didn't go for that wall at your ramp? Like, say you
Yeah.
run down the ramp and then you lose high ground vision.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a big thing in TVT, like with Cyclones, even with against the BCs and whatnot.
Yeah. Well, even I think in PVTs, we've talked about the Tempest cannon rush kind of thing versus Terran, and if you go for Cyclones, making sure to drop scans to keep vision of the Void Rays and Tempests.
Yeah, and you don't want to lose out on,
Super
you don't
important.
want to miss out on your macro from those scans either.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
they have to be well timed, hopefully later rather than sooner. Unless it's a crucial pickoff and you get early Cyclone advantage, then
Hmm.
it can be good.
Yeah. All right. I'm trying to see. It looks like Droptimus is not around anymore.
Oh,
So
he's
that game is
here,
going to be a
but
little.
I don't know if he's actually here.
Yeah, OFE I think is trying to get in touch to finish doing the vetoes. Not having much luck there. We'll have to check and see. I wonder if Black One and 16 has started their game yet. Like I mentioned earlier, the other round two match is currently underway. They're 6 minutes into a game, so we can't quite join that one yet. If that finishes quickly, we could join in partway through the series. But let's take a look and see if the 16 Black One game is coming away. I don't see either of them in the channel.
Yeah, so they're probably in a game right now then.
Yeah, yeah. So at this point, we'll continue kind of chatting here about these things while we wait for the games
Yeah,
to
like
start lining up.
is in like a 16-minute canon Tempest game or what's going on?
We'll have to find out. We'll check it out after this. Let me go ahead and message Dropness.
Man,
And also check and see.
my internet has been so slow during this quarantine that like I haven't been able to catch up on all the matches outside of this tournament.
Mm-hmm.
I
There's a
usually
lot
like
of
to.
really good.
I'll go on.
I was gonna say there's a lot of really good content. See if you can catch up on them.
Yeah, like I usually follow Cuddle Bear and Vindicta, but my internet was just lagging so hard. Like I usually like to watch multiple streams, and it's just been taking
Yep.
forever to load. So I just gotta catch the VODs right now.
Yeah. Actually, while we are between games, I think earlier someone in chat mentioned that you're a little bit quiet, so you might want to either bump your audio level up or drop mine down
Oh,
ever so
okay.
slightly.
Well, I'll even them. I have my volume down a little bit because like I don't want you guys to hear me breathing too much. You know what I'm saying?
That's
It
fair.
bothers
That's
some
fair.
people, but I'm a human and I have to breathe too. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll drop your volume a little bit so it's equalized.
Yeah, that sounds good. Either of those options, a very good one.
All right. And I'm not actually sure how I'm supposed to see the chat from the launcher, but
If you have you're using Streamlabs OBS, on the right side there's a little arrow, and if you click that, that should open up your chat.
no, I have that already. But
Okay.
like since it's my account and then also streaming to Alpha Blacks, I don't know how to set it
Mm-hmm.
up.
Makes sense. Um, Yeah, I'll keep an eye on chat for us and make sure to engage with our lovely people. We got Quark and Reality,
Yep.
Falmir, whole
The
bunch of folks
boys.
chilling in here. Yeah, the A team. Da, da, da.
I am right here, Falmir. Okay? I'm here for you.
Yeah, Reality. What happened? You're Terran. Wait, did you? I thought you were playing your Terran in here. Is that not a thing? Or were you ineligible because it was an off race in your main race is Masters?
Oh
Yeah, it's
no.
probably because your main is Masters, and then having one more person was going to make the bracket funny. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, only 16 players. Yeah.
Oh dang. So Xeno just finished up and so did Droptimus, so
Okay, cool.
let's
Um,
catch Xeno then.
yeah, let's follow Zeno into his next game. Um, Let me go ahead and send him a message. Oh, well, I just got invited into another thing.
Okay, what do we want to do? Do you think we're gonna catch Xeno now or drop our OFE?
Well, so I'm in the lobby for drop an OFE, so I'm going to go ahead and say let's just do this one, because I'm sure Zeno probably has to either do bans and picks for the next one. This game is like ready to roll, so let's get in here, and we'll go ahead and do this one.
Man, I just been leading Xeno on the whole time. I told him he better advance so I can cast him.
Yeah, I'll message him as well.
Okay.
All right. Well, we're in this game. We'll follow this. Hopefully Zeno makes it into the next match, and we'll see him there.
Yeah, and Droptimus picking random. Yeah, versus Zerg's OFE Zerg.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a fun thing here. You want to go ahead and introduce our first player?
Yeah, sure. So in the bottom left we have Droptimus from our Alpha X clan tag. And in the top right we have Alpha X's OFE. So two AX players here. Some VIPs.
Now, at this time, Droptimus does know that OFE is Zerg, but OFE does not know what Droptimus's race is. And Droptimus has sent a pretty early probe out. Looks like we're going to see some proxy 2-gate action, or possibly, people have been doing this pretty flower 4-gate thing.
Yeah.
A little bit of cheekiness out of our random player here.
Yeah, this could be deadly if he doesn't catch it in time. The
And he's
first
going for
pylon
hatch
across
first,
the map.
too.
Oh wow.
There's going to be 2 gateways coming down, and these overlords are not pathed to see these gateways at all.
Okay. Yeah, this is a place where I would always prefer to scout. If not my third first, and then here.
Yeah, I think, especially since the Overlord's going to take a long time to get over to that map, I think sending your second Overlord maybe to one of those 2 third locations. Obviously you don't know which one it's going to be, but at least getting a little bit of scouting information there.
Yeah.
And these gateways are finishing up. The Zerg player still has no idea. Now the pool is coming, but he's spending all of his larvae to make drones, and there are 2 zealots on the way here.
Yeah.
One of them getting chronoed out. There'll be enough chrono energy in another, 10 seconds or so.
Yeah, pool's not even done yet. This is gonna get spicy, boys.
Yeah, and even if this doesn't end the game, Droptimus is, taking a Nexus. This Overlord's actually going to walk in, see the Nexus, and probably think that everything's fine, not make any drones. He's actually going to take his third base right now. Droptimus continuing to pool up Zealots, and this is going to be quite deadly.
Yeah.
Four
It's pretty
four
late
lings.
natural though. He should know something's up by now, right?
Yeah, I mean, it could be that the Protoss went for like a gate core, but yeah, these 4 zealots are gonna start marching in here immediately. OFE cancels this hatchery, starts doing 4 more zerglings, and drops 3 spines. But these zealots are already here doing damage, and 2 more are about to pop. I would really like to see Dropinus just hold position next to the hatchery. That way he's not, chasing stuff. If the lings come in to hit him, the zealots will turn around and attack those lings, but they will continue hitting the hatchery as long as the Zergling is trying to kite. And I think he should, just focus this hatchery down, and this is going to put Dropinus into a beautiful position here.
Yep, crucial kill.
Dropinus already ahead in workers, up 19 to 17.
See that slicing away, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Like,
Yeah,
he's got quite a few spines up top there.
Yeah, I think at this point, Dropinus should stop the aggression. He's got his expansion up. He needs to start making production structures at home. He can try to cancel this. Actually, the zealots should be able to kill this queen. If he spreads those out, he could probably trap the queen. Okay, but the queen, so slow off creep, is going to fall here. And this hatchery is going to get denied once again. If we look at the production tab, we do have 10 more lings coming out here, but they're not going to show up in time. Okay, forcing a cancel. Drone going to run around, try to stay alive here. Like you said, I don't think this zealots are going to be able to break through all 3 of these spines with the 10 lings, but that's actually really good positioning for the zealots.
Yes,
hiding in between the spines.
Keeping the Zerg thinned out on his own side.
Yeah. Now at this point, we do have 1 cannon at home because there were no production structures to defend Dropinus's base. Warp Gate has not quite started up yet. We got double evolution chamber coming down out of OFE, and a lot of lings running across the map. 1 zealot forcing some of them to come home though.
Our army be scrapping.
Cannon's gonna bounce off all those things. Now this Stalker's in a very precarious position. I think if those lings come home, the Stalker is gonna have to either die or get recalled out. Maybe he can position it in between the mineral patches and get the Zealot there. So he's starting to get the Stalker into a good position. And focusing down the Overlord, I don't think the Stalker's gonna quite kill the Overlord before it falls. And sure enough, there it goes. Warp Gate is starting up, but the economic advantage is already in favor of Dropinus. He's got his Nexus completed before the hatchery has been rebuilt from OFE.
Yeah, and
He's
going
gonna
to this
lose
double Stargate production.
Yeah, he's going to lose both of the gateways across the map, but like you said, he's got the Stargates production at home.
Are we going to see Oracles? Are we going to see some Voids, Phoenix? I don't know. But he's going for +1, so I'm thinking Voids.
Yeah, I think honestly at this point, anything would work, right? He could go Mass Phoenix and just lift the whole mineral line. He could go for Void Rays and just kill stuff, and it's just going to be the Void Rays. I think you're right with the +1 attack. That is the most likely thing. Yeah, I don't think our Zerg player is going to be prepared for this. He hasn't scouted. He has an Overlord that he could send into the main, but he's got to save every larva that he can for making drones to try to catch up.
Yeah, and OFE definitely has a great map presence right now with links spread out all over the place and OVs.
Yeah, he will be able to see these Void Rays when they start making their way across the map. And he's starting up layer, taking that third base, droning up pretty hard. Hasn't quite caught up in the worker count yet, but that should be fine as 8 more workers are in production.
And his 1-1's just finishing up as well.
Mm-hmm.
Roach Warren going down for OFE. I don't know, man. I don't think he knows what's coming, so this is going to get real tough for him.
Yeah, I think that's just a safety roach warren. I'm certainly hoping that's the case.
Okay.
I would like to see him throw down some other text structure here, right? He just finished his layer. If you're going to make that layer, you should do something with it. Now, it might be he's going to try to go for the roach speed, and that's what he wanted the layer for. But these void rays are coming over here, and I think they went right in between those zerglings. I don't know if
spotted
Ophi.
it.
Oh, the overlord did see it. Okay.
Yeah.
Looks like the spore has been moved, and yeah, the spores are coming down. So Ophi definitely aware that this is happening. Queen's here, but they don't have enough energy to transfuse. Doing a good job of focus firing, takes one of them out. The Dropman is doing a good job pulling the wounded void rays back, and at this point, he's just going to try to power down the hatchery. There's a lot of queens here. Ooh, going in for one of the far queens. I guess this queen does have a little more energy. Another void ray is going to fall. Looks like this has been a good hold. There are enough queens here that OFE's going to take the game.
Definitely great queen defense. Good defensive spore positioning.
I wonder if that was a little bit premature out of Droptimus. I don't think he was out of the game yet. I think maybe he didn't realize that his economy was the same as the Zerg. Because if we look at the resource collection rate, I mean, they're in the same spot. If we look at the army value, Droptimus's army was still greater than OFE's, even with those voids falling. So, yeah, I think that was a little bit premature.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, maybe if he pushed with 6 voids instead of 4, he could have got more work done. But then you got to worry about the potentially larger ground army coming out of OFE.
Yeah, I think the wise choice when he showed up there and was starting to encounter all of those spores and all the queens, I think just pull those voids back and use them for defense. Go scout to see if that third base is taken. It wasn't up yet, and I think if you see that the third base isn't up yet for the Zerg, I think you hang in for a little bit longer. But I think perhaps Dropness deciding to just start up on the next game, kind of wash his hands clean of that last one, and climb in to this next game on Nightshade. Try to pick up a win here. Once again, we have OFE as Zerg and Droptimus as random. We'll have to see what Droptimus gets. Okay. Well, spawning in the top left as the known race here, our OFE Zerg player. Yeah, it's OFE Zerg. In purple.
Alright, would you like to take her away for the second one as well?
Yeah, we'll see if I can manage to not butcher that quite so terribly here. Spawning in the bottom right, your green random player coming out as the Zerg race and going for an early pool. It is Droptimus. Looks like Droptimus trying to go for a little bit of cheese this game as well.
Okay. I mean, I see what kind of random player you are, Droptimus. I see.
Yeah.
I like to scout with my first SCV in this matchup, but I played against a random player the other day, and he was like, "You're scout too early, man," and then he ended up beating me. And so I adopted his way of playing after that, but I don't know. I think there's some cheeses that you can pull off without that early scout, or it makes your world 1,000 times harder.
Yeah, I think perhaps it's just playing a little bit safer, right? You just can't be quite as greedy. Maybe go for the pool before hatch,
Yep.
or something as the Zerg. Yeah, I think that's just what you can do to try to get an edge. Obviously, sending a worker across the map to confirm that you're not getting cheese is strong. This Overlord is going to see these lings running across. Now, the pool is almost done. I guess it's about 2/3 of the way done. So I would like to see OFE stop making drones, which they have done, and as soon as this finishes, drop maybe a spine and start making some lings, and it should be a pretty easy hold here. Queen has started up, 6 lings of his own. Another queen coming out of that base. Now he is going to have to pull some drones here so that he doesn't just lose this hatchery. But there should be more than enough drones, especially if he kind of drilled them through and did a little bit better worker micro. I think he needs to engage right now or he's going to lose this hatch. Now with the queen popping out soon, we should be fine here. Queen, of course, will have enough energy when it comes out to transfuse.
I think it's looking good for OFE right here, but
yeah,
I mean, Optimus just doesn't have that many workers mining.
Yeah, I think that one was a little bit more all-in than the Zealot one. When we ended the game, OFE had twice as many workers, so I think that one was a little bit more one-sided. But great hold both games by OFE.
Definitely great entertaining games as well. I loved the Zealot rush and Into the Voids. You know, it was a hard position after he started getting that 1-1 and everything for his ground units.
Yeah. And that could have been the other reason why Optimus dropped out of the first game so early. Now that I'm thinking about it, he didn't have a warp gate, so if the Zerg player decided to swell a bunch of units and come over and attack him, probably was going to have a little bit of a problem holding.
Yeah, I see Bibbs talking about, he's saying he should have gone for the workers. That's what I've heard a lot of my Zerg friends saying as well, but then when I've been in that position, they just pull their drones, and then, I don't know, it's still dicey to me.
Yeah, I think he committed a lot to trying to kill the hatchery and lost a couple of lings while he was trying to kill the hatchery. So I think it should have been either finish the hatchery or transition earlier into killing the workers. But I think because he started doing the hatchery and gave up a little bit there, perhaps.
Yeah.
That's why he felt like he had to commit to that.
Yeah.
All right. So it looks like.
Okay, let's see what our next bracket's looking like.
Yeah, it looks like Xeno just got out of a game. I don't know what game that was. All right, cool. Looks like they're getting into game 3.
Let's jump in there if we can.
Yeah, I just messaged him asking for an invite. Looks like they're picking the next map. They're on game 3.
Okay.
I believe it looks like perhaps Sumik took game 1 and then Xeno took game 2, I'm guessing. And yeah, here we go. Got a nice PVT on Nightshade once again.
Hey, should I just have you with my obs on you? Let's take a minute break real quick.
Yeah, it looks like Xeno is also going to go grab some water, so we'll do a quick break here. And when we come back, we will finish this game versus of Xenodor versus Sumik.
All right, be right back.
While we're doing here, let me go take a look at chat, see how people are doing. Yeah, don't forget to give some money or just put in the code for those matcherinos. Let me see if I got this. MATCHRINO question mark. Okay, it's not quite. Looks like Nightbot isn't responding to that, but Nightbot will paste the Matcherino codes in a little bit here. And actually, I can just copy paste it here. So you can just simply log in here and is that the right one? Oh no, that's a different tournament. Okay. Yeah, so keep an eye out for the Nightbot announcements. We do have some fun junior championships coming up, things like that. And you can go in there, use those codes, contribute money to the prize pool, completely free to you. Of course, if you would like to give some money, we are happy that you can be so generous. There's some other swag you can pick up as well. Some of the money from that will go into the prize pool. And yeah, we also certainly appreciate all of you coming here, stopping by, following us in this MVD Cup. This is the April edition, our Diamond and Below tournament. All right, let's see what else is happening in the bracket. So it looks like OFE is going to go into a game against Black One while we are watching this game. The winner of this game is going to be playing against Mystic, who we were watching earlier. And that will be one of the semifinal matches.
All right, I'm back.
Sounds good.
So, is this guy in our clan, Zumik? Like,
yeah. So if you look at that tag, the C32225,
yeah.
That's a problem that happened, I think, last week or something. Blizzard tried to patch like the international clan tags or something.
Oh yeah.
And it like randomly changed if you had strange characters like an alpha, it like messed with what your clan tag was. So that's why it's just like a random string of letters and numbers.
Oh, okay.
I know that happened to a few other folks as well. I was casting with someone the other day who ran into the same issue.
Okay, and by international characters, you mean secret characters, right? Nobody knows.
Yeah.
The
James Bond of the characters.
I believe I asked Sushi how he got the alpha assigned for the clan tag, and he was like, "It's a secret, man."
Yeah, no one knows.
Yeah.
All right, so it looks like I'm getting a little bit of background on this match so far. It looks like game one. It was a pretty standard opening on Purity, on Purity and Industry. Xeno tried to take the gold, and Zumik went for Mass Reaper into a big win there. Game two was a cannon rush, and Xeno couldn't quite get up the Tempest on the outside, but transitioned into Charge Lots in the Phoenix and ended up breaking that. So we have seen one cannon rush so far out of Xeno. We'll have to see what Xeno plans to do in this game three.
Definitely.
All right.
So in the bottom right, we have Alpha X Xenodactyl, aka Xenodor, as our yellow Protoss player. And sorry, would you like to take away for the top left?
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, in the top left, we have our pink Terran player sporting the name Sunio, also known as Sumik.
Alrighty.
So we are currently 1-1 in this series. Yeah, we'll have to see. So it looks like based on that pylon placement, I expect a cannon rush out of Xeno here.
Definitely.
And there is the Forge. Now there's Sunio did put the supply depot on a good side here to prevent Xeno from being able to make a nice, perfect wall in that pocket. However, he's going to come over and go for the other. So no, he's gonna still try to go for this location. I think that supply depot is a little bit in the way, but it could be that Xeno is still just going to try to go for the low ground. Ooh, losing that worker is a little bit rough. You can still get that other worker in there and complete the little wall. And there is a gap here. Oh, Xeno's not going to block him. Oh, Now at this point, Xeno can replace that top pylon. What he should be doing here is spamming the build pylon one setback, and he's backing it off. And yeah, and there it is. Simply replacing because there's a spot. There's a spot behind it. He can do that. Now, what I would really like to see is Xeno to destroy that pylon and make a gateway instead. Now that the cannon's finished, I am imagining that's what we will see. There's the cancel.
That was the latest I've ever seen a pylon finish.
Yeah. Now this bunker is not a good spot. Oh! Yeah, tapping out. Yeah, you mean with like having so little health?
I mean, it was like it made the sound it makes when the pylon finishes, and he's still
yeah. Trying to make sure that his probe was as safe as possible. He did make the gateway at home, as reality is pointing out, which is interesting. I think that's probably a good call because he was on the high ground. He didn't need to try to break with zealots up there. You know, he was going to establish that and then try to transition to like a robo or something. But turns out the game was already over at that point. So it does mean that Xeno is going to advance to the semifinal. I will check in and see. It looks like Ophi is currently in game versus Black One. So if Xeno and Mystic are ready, we can just follow them into their match.
Okay, sounds good.
So I'm messaging Mystic to make sure that they are online. Xeno still needs to put the scores into the match arena, or the challenge thing. So far, this has been a pretty fun series.
Yeah, what do you think the Terran should have done to defend that cannon rush last game?
I think the bunker location was a little bit off. He should have put it a little bit farther back so that it wasn't in range of that first cannon, or have started it sooner. Right? He needed to either have that bunker down and be repairing it, and like get the Marines in there. Also, losing that first Marine was a pretty big deal. Xeno did a very good job of focus firing that down with this cannon, I think that the bunker location was the big thing there.
Yeah, losing the first Marine is pretty deadly.
Yeah. Would have liked to have seen, I mean, we didn't get that far, but the follow-up from there of just like, you know, getting your gas, making your factory on the backside, and then getting, a tank pretty strong. If you see a robo on the high ground, then you can go for Cyclone or something maybe. Might be a little bit better just because Cyclones last a little bit longer than Immortals, or a little bit longer than tanks versus Immortals, their mobility.
Man, high ground robo, pretty scary sounding.
Yeah. You want to try to prevent that from coming up for sure.
I don't know. Like, I would have liked to seen him pull a few of the boys to try to cancel those pylons to begin with. Maybe get them on the other side too. With the supply depot there.
It was interesting. He was focus firing just that one pylon that was building, and I think you're right. I think that was a mistake. He had so many workers pulled. He should have either only had the 5 workers attacking that one thing, or had the rest of those workers attacking the other pylons. But as it was, it wasn't like having 10 workers pulled, but only 5 of them actually hitting is the worst of all worlds.
Yeah.
All right. Still waiting. It looks like things have not been updated in the bracket quite yet. We can jump into game 2 of OFE and Black One once they finish. It looks like they're in game. admins for just a sec here. I think because Mystic and Xeno are going to have to do their picks and bans, it'll be faster for us to jump into the OFE game. But we'll have to see where they are in that game. All right, so if we take a look at this. Okay, so we got Protoss, a Terran, a Zerg, and I'm trying to remember what black one was. Black one versus 16 was one that we watched earlier.
I'm not sure as well, but I don't see him in the chat either, so can't check.
Yeah, we're still waiting on the players here. A little bit of downtime before we go into some more of these semifinal matches.
Yeah.
And of course, after that, we'll be headed to the finals. The finals will be a best of 5. So it's we get slightly longer series. We've seen some cheeky plays. We've seen cannon rushes. We've seen proxy gateways. We've seen I think that was a 12 pool in one of the games. So when you're playing those longer series, it's I think it's important to maybe mix one or two of those in, but it gets hard to rely on that for every single game because your opponent can start to try to metagame you a little bit and realize that you're a one-trick pony and try to hard counter that.
I'm just reading Bib's comment. He is suggesting lift the main and move it. Oh god, that's some old school maneuvering right there.
So I think the biggest problem with lifting your main is actually it sets you so far back in terms of your gas, right?
Yeah, he's just kidding though.
Yeah. I've seen people try to do it. I actually had a game a while ago where someone lifted their command center and then flew it over my pylon area, loaded workers into it, and then tried to use the command center as a medevac to drop the workers into the area so he could start attacking the cannon.
Yeah.
Didn't go so well, but I appreciated the effort.
Okay, so I seen that before too, and Practice X has a famous clip of him doing that and the guy leaving the game. But I feel like if you had a second probe there, and if only you just realized how far ahead you might be,
oh yeah,
would be a great position still for Protoss.
Yeah, I think you just can't. You wait until they're about to kill the cannon, you cancel it. You started making workers already, and they haven't been mining for several minutes. Okay, yeah, looks like Ophi still in game. What is cheese?
Wait, what is that? I don't know
The image?
what that is. That's a cheese, you say?
It's a cheese. Yeah, I think that's a cheese. The little yellow thing. That's for sure a cheese. I think that's I don't know what from, but
Oh, okay. It looks black and white to me.
yeah, that's another thing. Xeno's saying that if they try to lift off the command center, just go build pylons underneath where the command center is supposed to land.
Yeah. I think he's saying, what is a small cheese? Okay, a small cheese is still cheese, bro.
Hmm. So we are still waiting for this game to finish. So if you're wondering why we're not in casting and getting the great coverage of this cup, we are in between games, waiting for one set to finish.
Yeah, I could set it to
Semifinals.
pre-roll if we want to just wait like that.
I'm hoping this should be done soon. I also did just message. I know Zeno. I know you're in chat. If you and Mystic end up getting your game up and rolling before OFE finishes their series, we might just follow you.
Yeah, let's give a shout out to our sponsors. They can see on the screen as well. We got F Bomb. They make some cool jerky-esque snacks. We got G Fuel right there, which is like an energy blend supplement that you can buy, and 24-hour fitness, which is a great gym with tons of locations all over America. So if you guys haven't checked these out, check them out. I haven't actually tried one of those F Bomb snacks. Have you guys?
Yeah.
Have you?
I haven't had the opportunity yet. I was talking to Akuntisis about it the other day. But yeah, I hear they've got some like really good flavors. Well, what was the one that you tried?
No, I haven't tried one yet, but I've seen the ads for them, and I don't
Yeah.
really drink like supplement powders anymore because I don't do well with like taurine or any of that stuff. But I heard that it's great for other people that like that kind of stuff, and I know they have tons of flavors. Like there's a maple flavor for all you Canadians.
Yeah, Canuck is probably real happy about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I know, and definitely one of the things that they talk about. G Fuel. I think it's been. I mean, they've been like a proud supporter of esports since like 2004 or something. So they've been around in the scene for a while. They've got a whole bunch of stuff. I think they just had a new flavor come out too. It's like guava or something. So whatever your choice is, I'm sure that you can find the right thing.
So I remember many years ago when I was in high school, so probably like 10, 11, 12 years ago, me and my buddies, he had a 24-hour fitness pass, so we went over there, and like at the time I was in a weights class and I was really strong, so he's like, hey man, he puts on like 200 pounds on the machine. He's like, hey, can you do this? And then I was like, okay. So I do it. And I'm like, bro, why don't you just add more? Like, that was so easy. So then I end up like maxing out like 5 different machines first rep, which I do not recommend because you're supposed to warm up before.
Yeah.
Just a fond memory I had at 24-hour fitness, man.
Okay. It looks like Mystic and Xeno might be ready. So that's our other semifinals game. We were waiting on OFE and Black One. It looks like their game is still going on. If Xeno and Mystic, both of you are in chat here, if you get those vetoes done and hop into a game, we can follow you in there. We want to be covering one of the semifinal games at this point, and we missed out on the OFE and Black One series.
Yeah, unfortunate, but time goes on.
Mm-hmm. All right. Ba-ba-bum. Oh, Mystic saying he's got a 3-7 lose-win rate versus Xeno, so he's not super confident in this match.
Oh no. Maybe he needs to have a training session with him, man. I don't know. I wonder what Xeno's other builds are looking like, though. The non
Yeah, Xeno, of course, Yeah, he does have some macro builds up his sleeve. Works with Turkey Dano quite a bit to get some nice stuff up.
Oh wow, nice.
Macro is just cheese with extra steps. That's one way to put it, Falmir.
Pretty much.
It's just slightly delayed cheese, right? It's a push that comes a little bit later.
Yeah, it's complicated cheese.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of a song. Step by step, day by day.
All right. So I think they are in the middle. Mystic and Xeno are doing their vetoes right now.
Okie doke.
And they're picking the map order, slowly making their way through.
So what's your vetoes looking like this season?
Oh man, I think I have Purity and Industry vetoed. I don't know. I just have not had good luck on that. The same with Golden Wall. Both of those maps are just a little bit too wonky for me. So I got both of those banned. How about you?
Right now it's only Purity and Industry because I feel like I just need to mix it up a little bit. But I also had Golden Wall and Simulacrum vetoed. Simulacrum, same reason as Purity, just like the huge drop area.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Warp Prisms are really strong on Simulacrum if you don't defend them with a Cyclone and a Viking or turrets or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, Purity and Industry is the same way, right? There's so much air surface area for someone to try to come in. You have to have a few units or several turrets there to protect all the different angles.
Yeah.
I guess one nice thing, and one thing that I'm starting to do more is getting other pre-detection kind of methods, right? So either as Protoss having a bunch of observers spread across that area, or as Terran, you can have a sensor tower kind of right at the edge of your base. Just some way of helping you see what's coming.
Yeah.
All right. That OFE game is going on a long time. Got a heck of a macro game going on there. I'm gonna mine the whole base out of the entire map. Oh, okay. As I say that, they finish 40-minute game.
Are you serious?
That's what it's saying.
Wow.
View profile. All right. Or maybe not. It's just saying custom 40 minutes when I look. I don't know if that means that he was in a custom game for 40 minutes or what exactly that was indicating.
Hey, can you whisper me real quick? I don't see you in the chat. Oh, never mind. I found you.
Okay, looks like we will be climbing into this game here. So actually, hold on just a sec. So Sippy, I think we're going to go ahead and just start because this is also a semifinals. Actually, I'll message you here. Hold on. Oh, well.
Here we go.
Okay, so we might hop out of this one because it looks like I'm getting a message from Sippy. Let me hop on the Discord.
Oh, okay.
Game paused.
Sibby wants it.
So I think, let me, we can't, we're spectators, so. Okay, now let's just keep going. Let me try to just message. We can't, send it.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're observers, so we can't talk to them in game.
Here, let's just read.
Okay. Okay, let me let me do this. I'll just have Xeno remake the game, I guess. So we're getting a little bit of miscommunication. I think we should have actually just stayed in that game and just played it out from there. The other game, yeah, the other game actually just started, so we're definitely gonna do that. Okay. So we're just gonna hop into this one. Yeah, OFE is already in that other game, so we're good. Let's get. Oh wait, oh no, I am in OFE's game. Hold on, sorry. Let me get you in here. Now that we're like already in this.
Wait, are you joining Xeno?
I'm in one, and it sounds like you're in the other. I will go join Xeno.
Okay.
Here, let me do this. Or you're in Xeno's lobby right now?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, let me join yours. Let me leave that lobby. And I'll join yours. Can you send me a lobby link?
Okay.
If you just do / lobby, or actually I can just join Xeno straight from here.
Yeah.
Let me get back in here. Xeno's series isn't starting. Read. Okay. Here we go. Wait. So they're holding this series. Oh gosh, but OFE already started their game.
What do you mean? They wanted us to cast OFE instead?
So I think we were going to cast this and then the other one. Yeah, we'll cast OFEs from replay. Let's do that.
Okay.
You remove victory, replay against Xeno last game. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's start a chat with the two of us and Sippy.
On Discord?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it looks like yeah. Okay, so he's saying just to stream the Xeno series. So.
Okay, he says we'll just cast OFE and Black One. The next game that they have, so
Okay.
okay. So is Xeno supposed to wait, or are we gonna cast those from replay?
Unclear. I mean, they haven't played any games yet. I think the goal is that we're gonna do coverage of all of the games live, right? So they're supposed to hold their game, and then we will cast that after we finish the other semifinal. I'm just confirming that with Sippy Cup right now.
Okay. Okay, I just told Xeno to wait, and that's what we're gonna do.
Apologies to everyone in chat. Yeah. Yeah, we're trying to, okay, so start the Mystic and Xeno series. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and let's get this in here. Invite to game. I'm going off of Twitch chat right now. It sounds like Stiffy is saying to start the Mystic Xeno series. So let's go ahead. So we're gonna do this first game of Xeno versus Mystic, and then depending on what finishes next, if OFE and Black One are done with their series, then I mean we'll just continue doing the Xeno Mystic. If they are not done, then we'll have one of the teams, one of the matches wait, and we will cast the other one, and then continue on from there. Whew. Okay, now that we got all that figured out, would you like to introduce our first player here?
Yeah, definitely. So on the bottom left, we have our from Alpha X Clan player Xenodor.
And in the bottom right, it is our Terran player sporting the pink color Alpha Black's Mystic.
Now, does this pylon placement mean anything to you? I don't think it's a cannon rush right now.
I don't think so. I think Xeno really does prefer having the pylon in the mineral line versus Terran, just because it allows you to get those Reaper cannons. By putting this pylon here, it kind of helps you. You can build a wall behind the mineral line for later, Reaper prevention. But yeah, it's not the I'm cannon rushing you and I don't want to die to your Reapers.
Okay, so going into a macro game by the looks of it. Sending out a scout is Xenodor. And for those watching, I'm saying Xenodor because that's what his actual name is, but since I have him added, it says Xenodactyl, so I'll just say one or the other, but just so you guys know.
SCV ready.
Looks like a Reaper scout here from our Terran player.
He's also sending an SCV across the map just to get information a little bit sooner here. Perhaps he's worried about some sort of cheeky play.
Yeah, I like this. I like this scout. Sees another pro.
Command center upgrade.
Looks like he's taking the gold base.
Yeah, Xeno going for the slightly riskier location gold base. Now he has positioned this offset to the right so that it's better mining from that gas as opposed to perfectly efficient mining from the minerals. To be honest, I don't think it really affects the gameplay that much.
Okay.
Okay, so Probe is going to come in here and try to delay this command center. Marines should be able to shoot the Probe out. Yeah, it's going to fall there. Now, the vision of that SCV didn't quite see the Nexus. As the unit is pathing across there, you have to go down ever so slightly to see I think they're called a town hall structure being produced.
Yeah.
And that's that's true for Terran, Zerg, and Protoss, of course.
Mystic not opting for the bunker. Sees an adept coming into his base. Gonna lose an SCV.
This Reaper needs to be careful here because the Adept is going to just finish it off.
Man, that is rough for our Terran player, losing the Reaper like that.
Yeah, well, and like you said, there's no bunker here, so this is, I mean, it might be that it's hard to get a bunker up with the Adept on the low ground already. But I'm a little bit afraid, you know, he didn't see that Nexus, so in Mystic's mind, like, he should be prepared for some sort of big push here. You know,
yeah, there's just so much the Protoss could do at this point. Like, the Reaper is keep the Adept at home.
Base under siege.
I don't know, I just really would have liked to see the bunker, but it looks like he's going for an aggressive play of his own. However, missing out on the natural expansion's income right now.
yeah, I mean, we still have all of the units here. You know, the Adept is shaded up and is kind of scouting some stuff in the north there. 2 workers have fallen. I'm not quite sure where that was. Maybe they were just the scouting workers on the map.
I believe one was a scout and then one was from the
Oh, was in the
expansion.
natural. That makes sense. The Stalker picking that off.
Yeah, he's up against a Protoss that has a fully saturated gold mineral line right now, so this looks like it could be rough for Xenodor.
Yeah, now Xenodor does have 3 Stalkers here. Blink is on the way, but there's 1.5 full medevacs boosting over to drop a bunch of bio. I don't believe we have stim yet, so it's not going to be as scary as if these were combat shield stimmed Marines, but they could still get a lot of damage done here. Oh, no, stim is done. I take that back. There must have been some add-on swapping. So Xeno doesn't have any units really in his base to defend this right now. He's only producing off of 3 gateways, and while he's waiting for these Stalkers to warp in, all these workers are going to start falling.
Blinks into the shield battery for defense. Meanwhile, losing all these probes.
Yeah, this is huge economic damage done here. We should point out that Xeno was pretty far ahead in the worker count, but after all this is gone, 20 workers have fallen, which is going to swing it back in favor of Mystic. Mystic going down, and he's going to get more here, or he should.
Maybe. I think. Did he not see that the whole time, though? I think he was just going there to rest his medis.
Yeah.
Maybe
well,
not
at least
the
he is
best
now
place.
aware.
Yeah. I have made the same misclick. Maybe it was a misclick by him, but I definitely misclicked over the gold mineral line once, and my medis were still waiting at the gold minerals, and I lost the medevac the same way. So
yeah, happens to the best of us. Now there's a tank joining this little push here. Workers are going to be evacuated and sent over to the natural base. Ooh, a little bit of mismanagement of those Stalkers there. Move commanding in, possibly trying to attack the tank, but the tank being so far behind the minerals that 2 or 3 Stalkers are going to fall just by moving through the Marines.
yes, aggressive stim towards this Nexus right now, but Mystic's just about 40 supply ahead right now.
Yeah, this is looking very good for our Terran player. The opening was strong, but that medevac drop did a lot of damage, and it'll be interesting to see if Xenodor can recover.
Yeah, I think he could have gone for some more gates and still came out ahead and then expand behind it. But we'll see, man. Xeno trying to play greedy. He still has 2 Nexi.
Our pylon is under attack.
I think it's going to be GG here.
Yeah, I mean, with all of these Marines and those 2 siege tanks, there's not a huge amount that Xeno can do. Now, there's always opportunity. There's a saying, never underestimate your opponent's ability to throw.
Yeah.
I think that's what Xeno is kind of relying on at this point in time.
Yeah, doing a great job of picking off the reinforcements from Mystic.
He's continuing to try to mix some units in his main. He does have a sentry that could try to force field things. However, the Yeah, okay, so there's the force field. These tanks are just going to be able to shell on these units from the low ground here. 5 Stalkers going to go across the map. They're going to run into a siege tank and a bunch of Marines. Not sure Zeno's going to be able to do the backstab that he's thinking about here.
Somebody, get me out of this mess.
And he might have to just recall these Stalkers home.
Yeah, another rally of Marines, and it's moving across the map. Meanwhile,
Yeah, there's
Stalkers
just too much. Well done by Mystic.
Definitely.
You were saying something about Zeno?
Sorry, that was the second game or the first game? I got all
I believe
mixed
that
up.
was. I believe that was game 1.
Okay, yeah.
All right, so I believe we are supposed to just continue following this semifinals, and we'll catch OFE or Black One, whomever is making it to. Oh, it looks like Black One advanced. Okay, yeah. So that game is done. So the winner of this will be playing against Black One in the finals. So.
Okay.
While we wait, I think Zeno is up for choosing at this point. Hey, thank you for the raids. We got a big raid coming from the Alpha X SC2 primary channel, and then another follow-up raid from Hydras and Colossus.
Awesome.
Thank you so much to both of you. We're getting into the semifinals here. Xenodor, our Protoss player, versus Mystic, our Terran. The winner of this will be heading to the finals to play against Black One.
Yes, much appreciated. You guys, welcome everyone coming to watch this Diamond and Below tournament. Getting some great games out of these players nonetheless. Mystic ahead one game, 1-0 right now in this best of 5 in the semifinals. Alright, and our game begins.
All right, getting your overlays a little going crazy with the overlays here. I
It's
see.
Alpha X, dude.
Yeah. All right. Well, spawning in the top right corner, our Alpha X Protoss player. It is none other than the yellow Xenodactyl, looking like he's gearing up for some cannon play.
And in the bottom left, we have our light pink Terran Mystic, who just took game 1. Looking like he's going for the Reaper expand. Rax gas.
Yeah, if you go ahead, if you hold down Shift and press 1 for me, try doing that. And then once you do that, hold down Control and Shift and press 3. That should change the overlay to represent the scores here. Someone in chat is asking about this. This is a best of 3. Mystic is currently up 1-0.
Oh, it's best of 3. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, the finals will be a best of 5. So it looks like Zeno getting his cannon up here, and we'll see if he tries. Does he try to cancel it? He does cancel and replace. Very well played. I have messed that up many a times, but it's really good to be able to get that probe out. Now he has the low ground probe, so he can drop a gateway over there if he wants. He's probably going to go up and drop another cannon first. Yeah, at this point. Oh, that's a little bit unfortunate, and I don't think this pylon quite gives him enough vision to make a high ground or a low ground gateway. So he's going to have to start a low ground pylon here.
Mystic with a perfect bunker positioning right here.
Yeah, very well done.
Wow. Get the boys back on the line.
Xeno is dropping his gateway at home and taking both dashes, so it looks like we will see him try to get in to the Stargate play. Although he has an opening, if he wants, he could run this probe back up there and drop another cannon and pylon. I don't know if it's a little greedy to try to go for that. Oh, actually, that bunker's a little bit too far to the right. Ooh, okay, Xeno throwing away that probe. Not the greatest of plays there. But yeah, this bunker, if it had been one square to the left, it would be able to hit that pylon, I think, without being in range of the cannon. As it stands, though.
For Xeno.
I do think he's going to try to just maintain the low ground. Although he has this foothold, I wouldn't be upset to see him try to drop a robo. I think he can definitely try to go for the more traditional Stargate follow-up to the cannon rush and go for those Tempests, very printf style. This probe, he has to be careful with it. If he loses this probe, he doesn't have another one over there to make any tech structure.
Well, I think he's in a good position to go into a macro game. He is ahead on workers, but there is a wheel for the Terran.
Yeah, that's a good point. He is ahead. I think the tech currently does favor our Terran player. The starport is down and a cyclone is on the way. But Xeno's just going to try to leverage that economic advantage that you brought up. He's ahead in workers, might as well try to get even farther ahead in economy by taking that Nexus. Stargate going down at home for Xeno. I imagine we'll see an Oracle into some Phoenix play, perhaps.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad move. We'll see. I haven't seen Xeno this far into a game yet, aside from the Cannon Tempest that he does against me.
Add-on operative.
Yeah, one Zealot walking across the map. I guess he's going to try to get vision at the watchtower, and yeah, sure enough, that's where it is heading. Viking flies over here for Mystic, doesn't quite see anything yet, and he's going to possibly try to push out. Okay, the Viking is going to now come in and scout that Nexus. And he does see that it's, just finishing. Another Viking coming to join his friends. Now, Vikings kill workers pretty fast, actually. Xeno doesn't have Warp Gate, he doesn't have any Stalkers, he has an Oracle that's about to finish. I guess Mystic is unaware of the lack of defenses, but if he had sent those two Vikings in, he could have gotten a lot of damage done to the worker line of Xenodactyl. And he's actually just going to go for a big push here. He's got the Cyclone, a tank, several Marines, as well as these two Vikings, and he's going to try to end the game right here.
Oh yeah, I like this push out of him. Definitely aggressive units out of the starport as well.
Yeah, and Xeno is sending his Oracle, and he's going to try to do some economic damage, but I wonder if he's going to regret not having just, another unit at home to help kill Marines.
Yeah, this is starting to look tough here for Xeno.
I think he was in a good position, but we're looking like we're pretty far behind. There's not a whole lot of defense here. Army value 27 to 13, and like I said, a lot of that is tied up in this Oracle that's just killing workers.
Yeah, the boys are back in town. 5 boys with this push to help repair and attack.
Yeah, first Void Ray is going to immediately fall to these Vikings.
Yeah, temporary
nothing else
citizen rest on Adept.
I am here in the shadows.
And that worker...
Go on, sorry.
Yeah, no, the worker advantage we were talking about is completely gone at this point. And there's no money in the bank or there's a little bit of money in the bank for Xeno to start making units, but, 2 of his gateways are unpowered. The last one only on 1 pylon, and it's being focused down. I think it's going to drop before the Stalker even finishes.
More boys show up. Yeah, this is a great counter by Mystic. Definitely learned something here. And Mystic takes game 2, so he moves on to the finals.
Yeah, very well played by both players. And we'll be heading into our best of 5 finals here between Mystic and Black One. All right. Now the players are going to have to go ahead and do their vetoes. While that is happening, yeah, what are your thoughts? What do you think Casino could have done a little bit better there to hold that counter push?
I think, I mean, like, I would have liked to seen him go into Stalkers. That's,
Yeah,
in my opinion, the first step. And he did have a Twilight, but he also, I mean, he just put too much into tech buildings, I feel like, and didn't get the contain maybe he hoped to out of the Stalker, I mean, the Adept, the Zealot, and the Oracle.
yeah,
Just got totally disregarded in that matter.
yeah. I actually just got a message from Zeno. It looks like he forgot to start Warpgate, which I was going to point out that I think if he just had more units, right? If he had a few stalkers, especially if those stalkers were in the middle of the map and he could have kited those Marines all the way home,
Yeah.
I think he could have held there. But not having that warp gate tech meant that he was pretty far behind in terms of getting those units out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Stalkers is definitely a strong follow up, man. That's typically what I see out of cannon rushers that don't do the Tempest maneuver.
All right, it looks like we are in a party for the finals here.
Indeed, we are.
Players finishing up their vetoes, and once that gets underway, we will go ahead and hop into the next game.
Yeah, just want to give a shout out. Thanks to Sippy Cup for hosting this tournament and letting us cast for him.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so Mystic is going to get the first ban, being the slightly higher seed in player. So we'll get these vetoes underway. I believe the ban order for this tournament is going to be A, B, B, A, B, A. So what that means is Mystic will get to choose the first map that will not be included. Then Black One will do the next two, back to Mystic, so on and so forth.
Yeah, coming out with the first ban is Purity by Mystic. And who's the second player? Do you know?
So the second player, so Black One is what they're showing here.
Oh,
It
it's
says
Black
Fart
One.
Life is there. Yeah. Fart Life is Black One's other name. So it looks like they banned Purity and Zen. So actually, now they're going to pick the maps that they're going to play on. This is a best of 5, so obviously players need to be able to play on a slightly larger pool of arenas. All right, looks like our first pick is going to be Golden Wall. We're going to see what Mystic and Black One are going to do in terms of that. Or I guess maybe we'll... Okay. So next up, it will be Eternal. The players are, picking the order at the top so that we know going into all these games what the follow-ups will be. Mystic thinking about what choice he wants for Game 3. Game 3 will be on Everdream.
Just want to give another shout out to our audience. Thank you for tuning in as Black One chooses the last map here in our best of 5.
All right, Nightshade, and then the ace match will be on the remaining map. So, if we get to that point, I think Sim will be our final ace match map.
Okay.
Okay, so looks like we will get into this first game on Golden Wall. Um, okay, let's take a look here. So they're getting the game set up, talking about a little bit of admin stuff. I am the party leader now, so I guess I will go ahead and make our first map. We said Golden Wall, and I'll make sure to create it with GameHeart. The players get in here and get ready. Do we have a Matcherino for this?
It's a good question. I don't actually know.
Let's see. Boopy boppy boop. So it looks like players, looks like Fart Life is ready, Mystic is ready, so we're going to go ahead and start this game off. All
In
right.
TVT, we have Mystic and Fart Life. Fart Life wants to buy magic cards.
Good way to spend that money, you know.
Yeah, they do look cool. Alright, so on our right side, in the bottom right, we have Alpha Black's Mystic as our red team.
And in the bottom left, our other Terran player sporting the blue color, it is Fart Life.
Alrighty.
So yeah, we can go ahead and we can get that overlay. So if you hold down, I
Excuse
think
me.
Control, Shift, and 5, that'll set it to be the best of 5 here. For our first match.
Alright, thank you for that.
At this point, looks like both players opening with the same build. Although Fart Life choosing to make a wall, whereas Mystic is putting his barracks a little bit farther away from the ramp. Now, as a Terran player, do you have a thought on why one would choose one of these placements versus the other?
Maybe to block a Reaper or just have it not seen immediately. Just be a little sneaky. Like, the barracks doesn't actually need to be there if you're opening double gas and you open in a standard way. So, I don't think it's bad to have the barracks where he has his.
Yeah, I think it's probably fine in any of the locations.
Yeah, gas first, double gas builds for both players. Mystic with a slightly faster factory. It's not going to make the biggest of differences in this best of 5 at this point. Orbital
everything-
is just about the same.
Yeah, everything's just like maybe a little bit faster for Mystic. You know, that supply depot is coming down a little faster. The factory is a smidge faster. But all in all, pretty identical builds.
Yeah, Mystic
this
looking
point.
for the proxies with his Reaper. Both players opting for the gas pull off into expansion after factory.
Sweet. Thank you so much, Sippy, for linking that Matcherino in the chat. I was trying to find it earlier. If anybody can go in And all you have to do is click on that link, sign in with whatever variety you would like, be it Battle.net or Facebook, whatever. And then you can use that code that Sippy posted to contribute some money to the prize pool for free. Now we do have the 2 Reapers pushing 1 Reaper back. Both players have their 2 Reapers and Hellion. One's on the high ground, the other's going to try to push up. So this is going to favor Fartlife slightly. Ooh, good pullback with the Reaper. But it looks like Mystic is going to come out ever so slightly. That extra mine allowing him to take control. This Reaper is going to have to run away. Ooh, and it falls for free, throwing away that advantage.
Yeah, Mystic taking a great trade and up in supply right now. Getting that tank out and a couple Marines to help defend against this remaining Reaper and Hellion.
Yeah.
Farlife running in with the Reaper and Hellion, trying to see what he can see. Gets hit by the tank twice.
Ooh, Hellion's gonna go down. Now this SCB over here.
That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, and I wonder, Fartlife is starting to save up a little bit of minerals here, and he's got an SCB at that gold. Okay, well, as I say that, he starts to spend those minerals down. He was getting up close to 400. I was wondering if we would see another command center, but here comes that drop brass from Mystic that you were talking about.
The 2 tank, maybe 7 Marine drop, or 6 Marine.
Mm-hmm.
I like this aggression by Mystic.
Yeah, I think this is really strong, and he's going to show up in the back. The big thing is he has to make sure not to lose those medevacs to the Cyclones.
Oh yeah, an auto turret could do so much to help this drop. If not, interference matrix on one of the medevacs.
Yeah, I mean, if you interference matrix the medevac, it won't be able to unload or load up any of its units. It also won't be able to boost.
He doesn't quite have the energy yet, though.
Yeah.
Maybe like 5 more seconds.
One medevac will fall. A lot of workers being pulled off the line here and falling to these siege tanks.
A lot of lost mining time as well. Oh gosh. This is looking greatly in favor of Mystic right now, guys. 38 workers to 16 for Fartlife. He is behind an army, but that shouldn't take too long to fix.
Now, we do have a tank and a Marine deciding to walk across the map. Hopefully Mystic sees these and pulls them back before donating the units for free. But no, they're just going to keep walking up in here. It takes one shot at the command center and then turns around. Good catch by Mystic, getting that free pox shot off. Doing
the 2 HP Medi heading back home.
Yeah, barely alive. Like to see a repair on that.
Okay, this is a big follow-up from Mystic with 4 gases right now.
Mm-hmm.
Getting 3x protection and +1/+1 upgrades.
Yeah, I really like Mystic's position here.
Yeah.
We do have 2 Ravens coming across behind those mineral walls down at the bottom. We'll see if he can drop the auto turrets and get a little bit of damage, but at this point he's currently down 22 workers actually. So I'm skeptical that these are going to get 22 workers with these auto turrets, but every little bit helps for sure.
Definitely. And that is a lot of cannons queued up. I mean, turrets, excuse me.
Only getting 4 workers. He is denying the mining time for now. But 4 is not quite the number that I think Fartlife was looking for. Mystic going for another push here, coming across the middle of the map. He's got 2 tanks, a bunch of Marines, a couple medevacs, as well as that Raven.
Yeah, Fartlife is mining a ton of gas right now for losing all those workers. I feel like he should still be mining minerals and trying to get the third up, or going for an aggressive drop of his own of some sort.
Interesting. There's currently no Viking for Mystic, but ooh, okay, Fartlife almost getting a little overzealous with his Viking, almost losing it to those Marines. Pulls back before it takes too much damage, but
Scanned by Mystic to see what's going on over Far Life space.
yeah. Well, and Mystic poked up to check for the third base. Doesn't see it. The Raven's now coming down. It's going to make sure there's nothing hiding in any of these pocket bases.
Yeah, I'm liking this defense from Far Life.
Yep. Bunch more turrets coming down in the top right side. 3 workers, 4 workers, 5 workers are going to fall. So good harass with these 2 Ravens. I really like to see just one Viking come out and kind of push those Ravens away.
Yeah, he could definitely be aggressive with those in the airspace in between these bases, and I mean the gas flow is really what's killing him right now. It could have been a command center by now.
Yeah. Yeah, Fartlife sitting here with 800 gas and 70 minerals. Certainly not where you want to be at this stage in the game. 4 more workers are going to fall down again and denying one of the supply depots. We'll see if Mystic realizes that and sends a worker to go finish it. Mystic coming around, coming up top, making sure, okay, there's no third base. I'm still ahead on economy. And Mystic just kind of continues to pull ahead economically. Army is still slightly behind, and the army is split up. So if he gets caught out here, actually, with all of these units, it's not going to be a great position for Mystic.
Yeah, but Far Life doesn't even have combat shields yet, so this is a huge timing. The Mystic could hit potentially, but let's see. I mean, it looks like Far Life does have more Marines out here. Combat shields not even on the way right now for Fart Life, so yeah, this could be big. Mystic looking for an aggressive position.
Gonna stim here at the bottom and
Mystic coming in with a huge flank from the dark base. Far Life still has a couple defensive tanks.
But for sure gonna have to cancel that gold command center.
Yeah.
Restarting it on the other side. Maybe I'll try to float it in.
Yeah, he did start mining out the mineral wall at the bottom, but no base there so far. Building a sensor tower at the gold base is Far Life.
I wonder if that sensor tower is a little... Oh, the transfer of workers that were heading to the gold base from earlier completely getting picked off. But while that's happening, those 2 Ravens continue to get damage done. 5 workers falling for each player. One Raven would solve, or one Viking would solve this Raven problem.
Yeah.
Now, I think this sensor tower is a little bit exposed, in my opinion here.
Yeah, it is
Mystic can just kind of walk over there and kill it. But he decides to just kind of fall back, actually. Which I think is going to give Fartlife the space. If he wants to, he can try to lift up this command center and retake that gold base.
Yeah, Far Life going for the 16 Marine drop.
It'd be great to see. I mean, there's a sensor tower in the main of Mystic, so he'll get some vision here. But Fartlife pulling the attention up to that third base once again, getting 6 more worker kills with those turrets. And these Ravens at this point, one is up to 15 kills, the other's up to 17. He's slowly clawing his way back in economically here.
Yeah, Mystic going for the 14 Marine drop while defending Far Life's 2 medevac drop.
4 Marines are going to scare away those 2 medevacs. And while it's happening, Mystic is going to go into the main of Fartlife.
Yeah, he's up about 30 supply right now, so he can afford to do these things. I would have liked to see it drop sooner, but unless Mystic is coming in, shut him down with another shot.
Oh, but at this point, there's just a bunch of Vikings. Those are going to slowly have to land. Oh, if Mystic hadn't walked so far forward, his Marines wouldn't have been inside that siege tank range. And he's going to go ahead and just start picking off all these add-ons.
Yeah, that's really big.
We will have 2 different reactors falling, one from each of those barracks.
Man, these Marines look so cool from Mystic. The red classic skin. It's just so weird using different skins. It feels like the units control differently, or maybe I'm just tripping out about it. I haven't found myself wanting to switch over and like actually commit to it because I'm like, these feel bigger than my last ones.
Yeah. I think it's one of those placebo effect things, right? Where like you think that it does something, and so therefore it causes you to behave differently.
Definitely.
But it's certainly a fun way for players to show off their flair. Okay, well, as we wait, I will go ahead and create the next game here. Looks like if I go back up, it's going to be Eternal Empire. Yep. So I will create that.
Mystic taking game 1. Thanks again for tuning in, those of you watching, as we get into game 2 of this best of 5 in the finals of our MVD Cup.
Yeah, and once again, if you can take the time to support our players, they're having a fun time playing and giving you this great content. Head on over to that Matcherino. I will go ahead and copy and paste that one more time in here. Thank you for Sippy. Thank you to Sippy Cup for finding that for me. Head on over there, click in there, dump in that code AlphaXCom78, and it's completely free to you and contributes a little bit of prize money to the pool. So
definitely. Would you like to introduce our players?
Yeah. Let's start here in the bottom left. We have our red Terran player. On Eternal Empire, it is none other than Mystic.
Alright, and in the top right, we have our blue Terran player, Fartlife, from Alpha X Clan. Both players going for gas first openers.
Yeah, very similar to last game.
Mystic again not opting for the wall early on. We'll see what he does to not leave himself open to some early aggression if Fartlife were to think about going even more aggressive. 2 Reaper, 1 Hellion is pretty standard in this matchup, but sometimes when the other opponent goes for like 3 Reaper, 2 Hellion, or 4 Reaper, 3 Hellion, it can get a little gray there.
Yeah, for sure. So Mystic is up 1-0 in this best of 5. I'll make sure everyone knows the status for those of you just tuning in and joining us.
Yep.
And if you want, I think if you hold
it,
yeah,
it over. Yeah.
Perfect.
Thank you.
We got again similar builds coming out. Everything's pretty much the same from these 2 players. It looks like actually Fartlife down 1 supply depot. Okay, now he's starting it up a little bit later than Mystics, but not a huge deal.
Yeah, some things
I
happen
don't.
like that. It's
Yeah.
always like, oh, did I forget that depot? Darn. Supposed to build a depot before my starport. Stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Well, it actually doesn't look like it's going to slow him down at all. Perfect timing. It finishes up right as that factory finishes, so no supply block coming down. And see both players posturing to take their command centers. Mystic moving across the map, doing a quick scout with that Reaper, and then heading on over to confirm that his opponent has gone for a base. Now this one Reaper is going to get kind of scared off, and if it doesn't run, ooh,
I think
I was
with the
gonna say,
proper stutter step, he could have taken out that Reaper.
yeah. But this is our Diamond and Under tournament, so
Yeah, still learning.
players still learning, still keying into those pro moves. And we got the Hellion and 2 Reapers coming up here. Now, this time we're on the other side, right? Is Mystic going to be able to hold the high ground and then kind of pick off a free unit? Fartlife adding in even more Hellions and Reapers here, whereas Mystic has transitioned over to Marines and a Cyclone. Let's see if the additional Reaper, 2 Reapers and Hellion, 1 Reaper and Hellion, are going to be able to do anything here.
The most I think it could have done was just delay the command center a little bit if he poked in there earlier, but that was not the case.
Yeah, and that actually not looking great for Fartlife, throwing away 2 Hellions and a Reaper completely for free here. He did a little bit of damage to 1 Hellion and a little bit of damage to 1 Cyclone. But if Mystic chooses, and Mystic is going to go ahead and just start repairing the Cyclone, so.
Yeah, definitely want to keep those factory units repaired in this matchup, as they are so tanky. Marine, Cyclone, Raven coming out of Farlife's production facilities, opting for a 3rd command center really fast. Mystic with the Raven, Marine, now a tank out. Farlife's factory production is slightly behind from having built that extra Hellion that died.
Yeah, and Fartlife a little bit behind on the workers, hasn't been as crisp with his macro. At this point, down 6 or 5 workers. That extra command center will help make up the difference pretty quickly, but want to make sure that we're constantly building these units and not getting supply blocked. Looks like we are, 1 supply depot going down now, but one of these workers is already delayed a little bit.
Okay, both players going for multiple Ravens so far. 3rd Raven in production for Mystic, while Farlife is just getting his 2nd out. So being cautious, building 2 Cyclones to help defend against any drops. I like it.
Yeah, I think that's wise. You missed. Go ahead.
Yeah, just having slighter tank count helps, especially when the players that you're playing against are going for Banshee. But Farlife switching the starport to the reactor and the racks to the tech lab so he can get Stim and Vikings out faster. Yeah, pretty standard stuff.
Now we do have a pretty big push coming across the map here for Mystic. I think Mystic is looking to put on a bit of pressure while securing that command center at his 3rd. His units are going to roll up right as this CC is trying to land. So really good game sense and timing from Mystic. Fartlife is going to try to come over here. If Mystic had pushed in a little sooner, he could have gotten there before the tank had finished sieging. But even with those siege tanks of his own, he is going to force, great disruption matrix on one of those tanks. And he's just going to run here and clean up all of these units. And I don't think Fartlife has enough here to stop this.
Nope, he needed those Ravens at home. Still throwing out turrets. Missed it.
Yeah, most of the bio has been cleaned up. There are a few left. We do have 3 siege tanks here. but all of the mining completely denied, and these tanks are just going to continue destroying units and workers.
That's another last point.
Yeah, 10 workers have fallen. 4 mules getting called down into the natural to try to make up for that. That was a very nice push from Mystic. He forced the command center back to the high ground, killed a bunch of workers, and now he's pulled ahead 14 workers. It's up 51 to 37. Mystic
Yeah, he finds himself up in supply once again by about 30. So great macro coming out by Mystic.
Now, there are a lot of bio units being produced. Both players actually cranking out a fair number of Marines, just sticking to that very standard Marine tank kind of composition. Fartlife remembering to get his combat shields earlier this time, actually starting his before Mystic started combat shields.
Definitely gonna help. Farlife getting his 4th and 5th racks up while Mystic already has his up and running. We'll see how well Farlife can defend this game from being behind.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, it's kind of Mystic definitely has the advantage. Up 30 supply, 10 of that being workers. Then the rest is army.
Yeah, and
but
Mystic
a little bit
has 5 Vikings, so if he does drop and get good damage, he could possibly kill those medevacs lifting before they get away.
Yeah. Okay, well, the push is coming out here from Mystic, so the Vikings won't be home to defend, but he's actually going to encounter some of these medevacs right in the middle of open space. One of the medevacs immediately going down, the second one being focused down, and that one was full with a tank and a bunch of Marines. At the same time, Fartlife is trying to drop a bunch of Marines into the natural of Mystic. A tank is going to be here shelling on these Marines, but there's just a lot at the doorstep of Fartlife. And if this goes into a base race, I think Mystic is the one that's going to come out ahead. Yeah, almost all the units actually cleaned up in the main of Mystic, while streaming into the main of Fartlife. 13 workers have fallen already. That is going to be the end of game 2, going in favor of Mystic once more.
Definitely GG, well played. Yeah, it's surprising how much one tank, a few Marines, and an SCV pull can defend when it's a drop and they end up dropping within tank range. Like, once they get a shot or two off on those Marines, they're all softened up for just those few Marines to stem behind those workers.
Yeah. All right, game 3 will be on Everdream. Confirming with the players that they are both ready. And I will make sure that we are referees so that we can chat if needed. Looks like Mystic is ready, waiting on Fartlife. Okay, and both players ready to roll. Climbing into Everdream here. So far we've seen both players open up identically, and Mystic is just able to barely eke out a little bit better of an economic advantage, and then does a push typically that gets a little more damage done. Do you think that's what we're going to see here in game 3, or is something going to change?
I don't know. I wonder if Mystic will do like some sort of just racks expand, but he seems to favor the double gas.
Ooh.
Like, it's a good economic trick to pull out in a series, I feel like.
Yeah, well, speaking of Mystic, speaking of this player, let's go ahead and introduce them and then talk about what Mystic is doing. Spawning in the bottom left, it is our Red Terran player, Alpha Black's Mystic. with
Yeah.
a cheeky little worker heading across the map.
Definitely. And in the top right, we have our player from Alpha X, Fart Life, the blue Terran, going for the gas expand.
Yeah, now Mystic is actually taking two. Oh my gosh, but he's sending a worker out to scout. Is he going to see it? Oh, he just barely misses it.
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely
no.
looking like some Reapers here. Okay. So can Fart Life hold this with his double gas mode? Possibly.
Yeah, we'll see. It all comes down to, does he make a bunker? Is it in the right position? Does he keep his units safe and trade well versus the Reapers? Yeah, interesting out of Fart Life to do this. I don't think either player was really scouting for cheese in game 1 or 2. At this point, we are on game 3. Mystic is up, and if someone was going to do something cheeky and try to take the series with a free win, I think now would be the time to do it. And that's what we see, and I think Fart Life is aware that that's an option as well.
Command Center got better.
I wonder if he's going to use these SCVs to push with the Reapers, or if he's going to send them back home. Looks like he's going to send them to push.
Yeah, I mean, they're good at being little tanking bodies. He could also try to drop some bunkers, potentially, if he really wants to go all in on this.
Yeah.
SCV ready. The Grim Reaper has arrived. The Grim Reaper has arrived.
So 3 workers have already fallen here. Mystic's Reapers have taken a little bit of damage, but he does have the extra racks. Ooh. Great pickoff here. If he gets one more Hellion shot, oh, the body block there by one of the Reapers is going to prevent the Hellion from catching up.
Man, that could have been big.
Because now at this point it's 5 Reapers versus all of these units, and that's going to be a quick game 3. And that will wrap up our series.
Definitely. Good game, well played by everyone who decided to participate. Thanks again for coming to watch, you guys. And remember, I don't think it's too late to support our match arena if you just go to the link posted in the chat and type that code AXCOM78 up in the contributions. It helps our players out a lot, gives them, anywhere under $1 usually to add it to the prize pool. So we really appreciate you guys. And once again, thanks Sippy for helping us host this tournament. And yeah, man, great games today.
Big shout out to Sippy and all of the players that competed today. I also want to thank you for being a wonderful casting partner here. I had a lot of fun today.
Oh,
and thank you to all of our viewers.
You as well. You're a big help today.
Do you want to give yourself a quick shout out? Where can people find you outside of this streaming channel?
Okay, so I'm just twitchtv.com/1337devin. That's Elite Devin, but I like it better, the 1337, because it rhymes. Yeah, so that's me. I'll post it in the chat. And where can people find you?
Yeah, you can find me at Twitch TV /it's F equals MA. So it's just, as you would spell it, ITSFEQUALSMA. So thank you, everyone. Be sure to go follow both of us, and make sure you follow this channel and subscribe if you want to help support the Alpha X family, support this team and the community that we're constantly building and putting up. Thank you. Actually, here, let me. I think it'll be this. I think for some reason the F equals MA is like locked up somewhere. So
it's F equals MA. Excuse me.
Yeah. No, totally fine. It's weird. There's actually nobody that exists. So if you try to just go to F equals MA, it isn't a channel, but for some reason it won't let me claim that ID. So.
Oh my gosh.
I sent an email to Twitch like a year ago and no response, but it's fine.
There you go.
Yeah, thank you everyone for stopping by. Yeah, make sure you follow this channel as well as the regular Alpha X SC2 Twitch channel as well. A lot of great content coming out of both of these places. And yeah, have a terrific weekend and everyone stay safe.
Yeah, definitely follow us if you'd like to see more tournaments. We also have pro players. We have players of all leagues. So, yeah. All right. Well, take care, guys. Have a great day. Goodbye.